Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is another great edition of Bring It in the House podcast show where we spotlight musicians, entertainers, artists, and leaders. I'm your host, Millie Mills. What the acronym says, get your meal, because we have a great guest tonight serving it up. And she's going to tell us all about her career. She is DJ FaZe.
Hey, hey, what's going on?
Oh,
Thank you so much for having me.
you are so welcome. It's so great to see you again. I know the first time I met you, I believe it was last year in 2023. I discovered you're one of my NAB film sisters,
Yes.
in which
Yes.
Miss Johnny Walker is the founder of NAB Film, which is yes. Hey, Johnny.
Hey,
Yeah,
Johnny.
NAB Film is the acronym for National Association of Black Females Executives in the music industry. I think I'm saying that partially right.
It's a mouthful.
DJ FaZe, yay! It is so great to have you on the show. So we like to open the show up where you shout out to your hometown, who are you repping, and your
Okay.
alma mater, all of that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana. So shout out to the 318. We are having our 318 Day festival this weekend as well. So we're just going to be celebrating everything that is Shreveport, everything that is, within the whole area code, So shout out to that. And then my alma mater, yeah, I guess, I went to Louisiana Tech. Shout out to Louisiana Tech. And then mostly my high school, Parkway High School. Shout out to you guys in Bossier.
Oh, you're so articulate. I love your voice.
Thank
Very
you.
nice, very nice. So DJ FaZe, I know that's not your real birth name. So do you mind sharing with us your real name?
Okay. Well, my name is Alacia Sandifer. I come from a very long line of strong Sandifers. And yeah, my government name is Alacia, not Alicia, Alacia. Um,
Alicia. I
yeah.
like that. So are you related to Kimberly Sanderford?
Kimberly Sandifer is my mother. Dearly, dearly. That is my
OMG.
mom. Big shouts.
Oh,
She also might even be my momager. Who knows? That's my lady. That's her. She
oh,
does
she's
everything.
such a sweetheart. That is so sweet. You know, I didn't know this all this time until you said your government name, and I know her
Yes.
last name is Sanderford. Guys, if you're wondering who we're talking about Kimberly Sanderford. Now she's like a PR type media person as well, right?
Yeah. She's definitely she probably does better at social media than I do at this point. That lady right there knows exactly journalism, how things are supposed to be said and what's not supposed to be said, what's reacted to, what's not reacted to. That whole thing is just whew, genius. She's amazing.
Is. She is. I met her, a couple of years ago through Johnny. That's when I was real active on Clubhouse. I don't even go on Clubhouse anymore. I used to have the app on my
Right.
phone.
I had to
Yeah,
put
but
on
that's
all
what.
2 days.
Well, you still go on Clubhouse? You
Yeah,
still
I only
active?
no. I mean, I might have a profile still on there, but I haven't been on there since the whole trend and the wave was all of everything
Yeah,
about Clubhouse. I shouldn't have got off of it though. I mean, I know there's a lot of pretty good stuff that happened
yeah,
there.
a lot of good connections there. I just haven't had the chance to get back that way, but I'm definitely gonna try to, get more active on Clubhouse. But yeah, so your birth name you just already shared with us. How did you come up with DJ Phase?
Phase. It's not even the most extravagant, most miraculous story. It's just I was sitting out with a group of friends who knew me for a while, known me since
Mhm.
childhood, and
Mhm.
we're just like I was already DJing, but I didn't know I didn't have a DJ name at that time. So we're just like,
Alias,
man,
yeah.
I'm like I've never had a nickname. I mean, I've had a nickname, but I wouldn't want that childhood nickname to be like my career name. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, what can I do? And then there was just a matter of, you know, hey, whenever you play your music, people are phased by that. And I'm like, you know what? Like, what if what if it's, DJ Phase, Faze, like you're phasing people, or, and even if you wanted to use the other note of it, of going through different phases in life and stuff. That whole,
Yeah.
like, the circle of life, that whole thing. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of how Phase came about. I'm like, you know what? Okay, all right, let's try it. Let's see what happens. And I don't know, it just stuck. It
It's
I
just
never had
stuff.
a nickname stick or an alias stick, and it just did, and it hasn't gone away. Now people call me that, like, as a nickname. So
Oh yeah, I know. It's once it starts, that trend starts. Yeah, because same with my name, Millie Mills. Long story back in college, but yeah, and now to this day, it's still going.
right, like,
Yes.
the universe said, this is it right here. This is the name for you. So
Hmm. I
definitely.
was reading that you were a drummer and of course a section leader in school and in college. How neat is that?
Man, I've been doing music my whole life. Like, I started out playing the clarinet as like a fourth or fifth grader or something like that. And then, like,
Hmm.
then when we moved here, which, of course, I was born in Shreveport, but I lived about 10 years of my life in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And so, of course, I went through elementary school there. And by the time we moved down here in, I think, '07, I switched the gears. I was playing trumpet actually at that time. And then I switched the gears to playing the drums. And I did that the entire time. They usually have seniors in high school become the section leaders, but I became one as a junior. And I did it my junior and my senior year, and then I got a scholarship to Louisiana Tech to do it there as well. And I'm not gonna say I was a drummer because I'm still a drummer. I very much drum still. I was a part of a couple different bands and groups that had came and gone, but either way, I played with some people as well, and I work at Guitar Center too, so I play every day. I play drums every single day now.
Oh, that is wonderful. That's like an escape, from whatever you got going on. I know that's how it is with me. Music is my escape. And I
Mhm.
dance. I used to dance. I used to have a hip hop group. And now I'm even at my old age, I still dance. I still have a few moves.
Look, you
So
probably
I
dance better than me. I can't dance, man. I cannot
just
dance.
a little, it really helps. So I understand, about, playing every day. So that is great. And then I was looking here, I was like, wow, she's been a DJ for a long, how many years have you been a DJ now?
This is essentially my 11th year now. Wow. I didn't even
11th year.
count
You
that.
realize it's been that long,
Yeah,
huh?
11 years, right over a decade now. I've been DJing.
Wow. And you look like, this is a compliment. You look very young. You're like a kid yourself. So,
Oh, I mean, hey,
yeah,
it's okay.
yeah,
I got birthday
yes.
in a couple weeks or in a week or so. Yeah, actually.
So is this your dream job? You're living your dream, right?
I, I my dream has changed so many times, like, of what I thought I was going to be doing, as a
Yeah.
grown up, or any.
Hmm.
I'll start from high school. I thought I was going to be, yeah, I was, my dream at that moment was to be a fighter pilot in the military. I did join the Navy for a little while, and that dream it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out. And then I got back into music and I went to college, thought I was going to be a teacher, and that didn't work out either. And then, I'm like, you know what? Like, I took like a big break, and then I had, been DJing and stuff, what they call bedroom DJing, to myself, and, just mixing
Hmm.
different things and just seeing what I can do with them, for a while, up until about 2019, 2020. And that's when I want to say my first event was a NABFEM event, um, that I ever publicly DJ'd for, or at least like on a scale like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And from then on, opportunity after opportunity just kept coming and coming and coming and coming, and it's still coming. It's still going. Here we are, 2024, and they're still just rolling in right now. And it's just like, okay, I think this is probably what, if I was going to do anything in music, this is probably what I was supposed to be doing, at
To
least
do, yeah.
going
You're
this
in
route.
your lane now, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, in your element. That is
Right.
great. Yeah, and I was reading too. Not only are you a DJ, but you're serving your community. you're doing community work, and you have your biannual Phase Fest, right?
Fest, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Phase Fest is a festival for any up and coming, even if you wanted to call it underground per se. These are just it's just a platform for folks, mostly DJ focused. I usually have like a live band or so, to touch up on that live aspect because that is still music as well, and that's near and dear to me. But
Mhm.
the idea of Phase Fest was to give up and coming artists or DJs a platform that's bigger than they've have ever been able to do before, um, to display their talents and to be recognized and to be able to even get the experience of performing. I had started Phase Fest in 2022, and every single person that was I had an 11 performer lineup for one night. And every single performer from that night is now whatever level they were on before, they're doing even better now. Every single one of them, whether they weren't booking before and they're booking now, or whether they were kind of booking, but they're booking even more now. They're doubling that, tripling that. That was pretty much the idea was like, hey, you know what? There's so much talent out here. And a lot of these people don't know where to go, who to talk to, or how to negotiate, or not get messed over by somebody, but just have a place to be able to play just whatever they want, whatever the art is that they have musically, and have a full, have a production behind it. Just make it, I don't know, such a special thing. It gets me excited every time I talk about it because it's just something that I would have always wanted someone to do for me, especially in the DJ aspect of it. Because I mean, nowadays it's always been a lot of DJs, but nowadays it's even more popular. It's like, okay, all right, well, what can you do, or what can oh, I can do this, or yeah, I can scratch. Like, I don't really do the scratching, but watch this, like just showing everybody different ways, different styles, different genres.
Yeah, your area of expertise, so to speak.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hmm.
And if you weren't known, it's to shoot people off. Like, hey,
Yes.
you deserve this, and the people that are going to be in attendance here are going to, let's just say, understand the assignment. They're going to understand that this is a pretty much an artist showcase, and whatever art it is that they are there to display, whether it be something that you know or something that you don't know, it's an
Yeah.
experience regardless.
All right. We found one of your videos on YouTube where it's just kind of showing you do your thing, how you work it at the performance, and we're going to take a look at that. Well, it says it might be a little explicit, a little bit for the children, or any young viewers, but we'll go ahead and roll it. I love it.
Where's Faze?
All right, you go, girl. That was
Oh my goodness.
amazing. You really have the people into it. They're all into it, huh?
I love that video so much because it was just, there wasn't much footage that was captured that night aside from that. And when you just have one of those just unique videos where it's not a lot of people, that because everybody was enjoying themselves, everybody was in the moment, nobody really had their phones out, and already had like a couple cameras that was already there ready for just in case that was something that happened, which is the goal. You don't see any other video clips of that night anywhere because people were that in the moment. You just had to be there, and seeing that over and over again is just like, wow, like this people just don't even know. People have no idea that that night was just absolutely insane, and it was so insane that nobody had they were there. Everybody was there.
Just
And that,
there. Nobody was trying to get a lot of pictures necessarily. They were just in the moment.
yeah,
I get it.
yep,
You
yep.
are a busy, busy lady. I see that you're going to be performing at the dance. What do you pronounce it? Dance Festopia in
Yes,
Kansas
yes,
City.
a lot.
Kansas City in September, right?
Yes, yes. So
Awesome.
Dance Festopia is an EDM, so electronic dance music festival, or I'm just gonna say electronic music because there's different aspects. Some things you can't dance to, some things you jump to, you know. So wow, yeah, that flyer right there. So yeah, Dance Festopia. It's electronic music is a huge trend nowadays. You've got even now like Drake and even Beyonce releasing dance music albums because that's just how popular it is. It is mostly popular, or it had been mostly popular overseas, like in Europe and and just over there on the others in the islands. But of course, we got talent here as well. But Dance Festival, they've been doing that festival there for about 10 or 11 years now. I got started with them in 2022, and I performed at their festival. They host a Yellow Brick Road tour, which is a competition showcase. It's judge based on they invite 7 to 8 up to 10 DJs from every city that they hit. Could be big cities, could be smaller cities. They host an event where those DJs just showcase their skills. They just kind of pretty much about like sort of how Phase Fest is in a way, but the goal of this one is judge based, and the person who wins the slot for that night, they get to perform at the big festival in September. So I was one of the ones. I went to New Orleans in 2022, June 2022. Went down there, didn't know anybody, they didn't know me, swept the competition, long story short, and they invited me to perform at the big festival. Went out there. It's a camping festival, so of course, you bring your tents and stuff like that. It's in the middle of the woods, it's in the middle of the woods. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Everyone out there is just smiling. It's colors, it's music. I mean, it's an experience for sure. That festival scene. And so they 2023 they didn't come to Louisiana for the tour stop, and apparently that was because they felt like they couldn't bring enough audience to come to the Yellow Brick Road tour events. So in 2020 for 2024, I reached out to them and I'm like, hey, we can't just keep missing Louisiana like this. Like y'all did it for 2023. I had to go to Houston, Texas to to do the tour and everything. I didn't even get to stay in my own state. So I'm like, hey, look, we got some mad talent here. EDM is in every single state, and I would hate for you to miss Louisiana again. What can we do? And they're like, well, you let me know what cities you feel like, we should hit. And I'm like, well, Shreveport, duh, obviously. And then I'm like, Lafayette is awesome too, because they're another college town that likes electronic music. And then, of course, New Orleans. So with all of that being said, a whole bunch of different things were laid out and put in place. And now they have agreed, and we are already on the tour stop for Shreveport and for Lafayette, Louisiana. And I'm the regional support for those folks who are going to sign up and go through with the competition. I'm pretty much their first point of contact in the chain of command of, hey, how do I make this happen? What do I do? How long does my mix need to be? Let's just, how do I sign up? Where's the link? All of that good stuff. And then I'll play, of course, at the end of their showcase, I'll play at the very end, display my talents, and just close it out. We have a party at the end of the night. Next stop we go.
Oh wow! Next stop. Ooh, speaking of next stop, your next stop is an EP, right? You have an EP that's coming out.
Yes. So people have been asking me, Phase, are you gonna make any originals? Like, are you gonna make beats? Are you gonna what are you gonna do? Because we know that you can create music. So I'm like, you know what? You're right. Let's see. And for years, I had been sitting on a few different tracks that I'm just too shy about. I was real shy about the things I made. I was real particular about how I wanted it to sound. And if it's not sounding like how I wanted it to sound, I'm not going to show anybody, that type of thing.
Mhm. Mhm.
Until one day, finally, I was like, you know what? Sure, let me just play this music for this one of my friends who is a sound engineer. He doesn't, he's a retired guy. He's a retired guy, and he just doesn't, all we do is just hang out and listen to music and exchange different artists and stuff we're listening to. So he has like this beautiful Bose surround sound system in his living room, and he's like, "Yeah, here, go ahead, hook it up, play it," And I'm like, "Okay, all right, cool. I have no idea how this is gonna sound, but just letting you know, this is raw. It's not mastered, nothing like that. Like this is just something I laid out, blah blah blah." And he's like, "Just play it, just play it." And I'm like, "Okay." So I play it, and I blew my own mind. He was even like, what have you been stressing about? Like, this sounds great. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like, I'm like, there's no way, but I'm listening to it in real time with him, and just in just a specific system that's set up a particular way that it's supposed to be, because he's a sound engineer. He knows how to wire the things, stuff like that. And to hear it through there, I'm like, that's me. That's
Yeah.
me. That's what that I made that. Oh my goodness. What?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's release it. Let's see what the people think. I mean, it's gotten this much love so far. Let's tweak it. Let's fix it. Make sure it's right for every different type of speaker that it will be played through.
Mhm.
And let's see what everybody thinks. And then, of course, if we get some pretty good feedback from it, then we'll go even further than that. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, you might get a deal. Do you want a record deal?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, of course. I know, but I've heard some people say, "Hey, I'd rather stay independent," and I've heard artists say different things. So, yeah, I would love to see you blow up.
I do want the music out there. I want something that I can call my own out there, and that's so crazy
Yes.
because I never would have thought I'd be at that place either. But through DJing and like being in different spaces and stuff, it's just the path. The path is boop, 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 just each step. I guess I don't know. It's pretty insane.
How do you stay motivated? How do you just when you wake up? Are there like beats in your head or yeah,
And they never stop. That's
never
the
stop?
crazy part. It never stops. I mean, sometimes it'll be a certain beat or a certain tune that's stuck in my head for weeks. And I mean, every single day before I go to sleep, it's playing, and then when I wake up, it's playing. It could be a song I heard on the radio or just something catchy. It's just always something going on in there. But the way I stay motivated, I would say, because there are always going to be those times where it's just it's just a drag. Life can be a drag sometimes, and for me, because I listen to so much and so many different types of music, sometimes I can overwhelm myself, I guess you could say. But it takes a
Mhm.
lot to get there, I will say, because I'm a DJ, so it's always just constantly going as a part of me at this point. But I just changed the genre that I'm listening to.
Yes.
I
Yes.
listen to something else. I'm like, okay, all right, let me go listen to something either completely outrageous or completely soft or something a little bit more hardcore than last time. Just change the genre, and for some reason that motivates me to keep me going. I ain't no
Mhm.
stopping, so
Yeah,
there's no
no.
stopping it. So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna change the genre,
Yes.
and that works out for me a lot.
Yes. I really enjoyed you, and time went really fast.
It was
I
pretty
mean,
quick.
yeah, it went so fast. But before we go, any shout outs?
Shout outs,
Mhm.
absolutely. So first of all, shout out to my parents. Shout out to my mother, Kimberly Sandifer. Shout out to my father, Henry Sandifer Jr. Shout out to my grandfather, Henry Sandifer Sr. Oh my goodness. And then my brothers, my whole family, my entire family. Shout out to them. Um, Goodness, the support of your family is everything. It really is.
It
But
is.
mostly, shout out to my partner, Ayana. Um, Ayana Walker. Ayana Ale Walker. Ayana Elise Felice Navidad Walker. She knows what I'm talking about. She's without her, it's who knows where I would be right now. And it probably would have taken me a lot slower of a time to get to this point if it wasn't for her. So yeah, so shout out to her for sure. Oh, and shout out to my little dog Raz. He be keeping me on my toes too. That guy right there. He's got a whole personality. It's so funny. He'll change up on me so quick. Keep going.
Oh gosh. Any words of wisdom you want to share with anyone, before we go?
If you want it, you gotta put in the work. Whether that's good work, whether that's stressful work, exhausting work. Sometimes you won't sleep. Sometimes you won't be able to eat. Sometimes you might throw it all up, but getting through it for what you want. It's just, but you also have to live with the good intentions. Move within love every single time. That's what my partner taught me. Just move with love every single time and keep good karma on your side.
Good karma. That's so important because the seeds you sow, they're gonna come back. That's what
You're right. Every single time.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, no matter how small and how big, always keep good karma on your side. You have that second thought. You know what? Maybe I should just not do that, or maybe I should just
excuse me,
take a break and come calmly. That type of thing. So good karma always. Treat people good. Be a good person.
All of a sudden, I didn't have my water.
Oh no. Okay.
And my throat has just really got ticklish. And
yeah, I hate that.
Yeah. And I should have had my water right beside me. And I'm like, I don't have my water here. Yes. But yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. And tell us, I know you got the dance, how do you say it? Dance Festopia coming up in September. Yes. And anything else you got coming up that we need to know about before we go?
Well, yeah, I have a 420 event happening at the Phoenix nightclub downtown. That's going to be really fun. I also have, of course, the Yellow Brick Road tour that's happening before Dance Festopia. That's in June 15th or 14th and 15th, or 15th and 16th. Just follow me on on Instagram at Faze the DJ, and then of course on Facebook DJ Faze Faze. And then I will be posting all about those events. Faze Fest is coming in the fall. So yeah, just stay tuned for all of that. And my birthday is on the 23rd. So if you just want to wish me a happy birthday, that'd be dope. I would appreciate it.
Happy birthday in advance. Woo-hoo. Yeah, what you going to do for your birthday?
Absolutely nothing. Nah, but really, I'm bringing it in midnight at one of our local bars called Strange Brew. So I'm playing midnight of the 23rd. I'll be playing a 3.5-hour set, and we're just gonna have fun. Just go up from there.
All right, it sounds so good, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, you missed a great interview, DJ Faze.
Yeah.
Yes, and she's awesome. And so, follow her on Instagram, TikTok, and mostly social media. You can check her out. Check out her skills, right? And next we'll be talking with Cambo Ramon.
Yes.
Yeah, musical artist.
Cambo Raymond.
Raymond. Okay.
Yeah.
Cambo Raymond. And maybe I shouldn't roll the R, but yeah, so we're excited to talk to him as well. And we'll see you right here on Bring It in the House. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.